know the feeling 눈빛만 봐도 잘 알잖아 I know the feeling 입술이 자꾸 떨리잖아 Oh 네 맘에 빠져버려 헤어날 수가 없어 네가 좋아
Hello there. Now, this is a little random for me, but I had nothing to do and decided to try out something new. So let's see. It's probably not gonna work out, but if you clicked on this video, welcome. I'm glad to see you here. Here's some information about me. My name is Annie, as you can probably tell by the name of this channel. I'm 18 and a half years old, and I'm from somewhere in Europe. Where exactly is a mystery for now. I've been into K-pop for almost 2 years, so my journey began in July 2018. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but it was in the first half of the summer. And this video is about my favorite groups and my biases in every one of them. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm not a fan of rating things from 1 to 10 or whatever, because it kind of makes me feel pressured. Which means that the order I have put the groups in is insignificant, and yeah, I really love them all. So if you're ready, let's jump into the video. So the first group on my list is BTS. They were the group that brought me into K-pop through DNA, and when I saw Taeyang doing this thing in the beginning of the music video, I immediately knew he would be my bias. Okay, I'm kidding, of course. I fell in love with Tae firstly because he's so pretty, like, oh my god, but also because of his amazing personality and his deep voice, and he's such a great person in general. But honestly, BTS are a very unique group to me, even if at special moments in time I don't really listen to their music. Their content is very special to me because they were the ones who started it for me. And lately, I've been feeling like I didn't really have a bias because I love every single one of them equally. Next comes Monsta X, and my bias is Hyungwon. Now, I got into Monsta X in like autumn 2018. I didn't immediately feel tied to them, but after they came back with Shootout, I said, that's it, I'm sending these boys, and of course I didn't regret it. I'm kind of bad at explanations, but yeah, their music really stands out to me, and I love their chemistry, so that's why I consider them one of my alt groups, and that's also why after Wonho left, I was so heartbroken that I couldn't get back into K-pop for at least a month, but let's not talk about that. So next we've got Stray Kids, and my bias is Minho. There are quite a few reasons for me liking Stray Kids. Firstly, I'm a fan of choreo-heavy groups because my eyes feel blessed every time they take in all the different dance moves, and Stray Kids do belong in that category. Secondly, I enjoy harsh music, if you can say that. You know, when the beat drops and you feel so badass. And, you know, Double Knot, Mira, Side Effects, District 9, just to name a few, are quite harsh, but also they have amazing messages in their songs, so I love that. Thirdly, I think I feel closer to Stray Kids because they're quite a young group and I'm young, so I can relate to them in some ways, and it just feels so endearing when idols are only a few years older. Plus, I'm really fascinated by the fact that at such a young age they produce their own songs and write their own lyrics. This is so crazy to me, and like, isn't Bang Chan a mastermind? Next on the list is Twice, and my bias in Twice is Taeyeon because Taeyeon is a sweetheart and the funniest person in the world. To be honest with you, before I even got into K-pop, I often saw their Heartshaker music video on YouTube as an ad, and it kinda annoyed me because I was absolutely not used to these high voices and cute concepts, and I remember thinking there was too many of them because of that scene in the snow where there were twice as many. But as time went by, I started getting more and more into them, and I found that Twice are actually such amazing girls, and I also came to love their music, so now they're my favorite girl group. Next we have NCT, and I mean NCT as a whole, because I do see them as one group, but I will mention that while Jungwoo is my bias in NCT and NCT 1-7, Chanle is my bias in NCT Dream. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right because he's Chinese and I got a problem with Chinese. Anyway, it still seems crazy to me that NCT was one of the first groups I stand, because obviously there's so many of them, and I know that a lot of K-pop newbies are intimidated by that, but I never regretted a second of it. Because first of all, I'm a huge fan of their music, And second of all, I really love seeing the interaction between the units, and they're one of the funniest groups I know. Next up is Red Velvet, and my bias is the Maknae Yeri. She's such a wonderful girl. What I love about Red Velvet is how versatile they are and how they are not afraid to experiment with so many different concepts and styles, even with clothing. I guess some people find this weird and think that they're unstable or something, but I honestly adore it, and I think the girls have a lot of fun with trying out new things, which is the most important part. Next we've got EXO, and my bias is Kyunsu, and I miss him a lot. EXO is also one of the first groups I stand, which is why I never understand the thing with EXO-Ls versus ARMYs. They are also one of the sexiest groups I know, and I love that. Okay, this sounded so weird, but yeah, EXO are a very special group to me, and I enjoy some of their older songs like Wolf, Crawl and Overdose just as much as the new ones, which is a sign for me. After that we have GOT7, and my bias is Jebom. To be completely honest, I haven't listened to a lot of their songs lately, at least before they came back with You Calling My Name, but I definitely love them as a group. I love the boys and their friendship, and they're definitely all very talented, so I really don't see myself unstanding them, even if their music isn't really my thing in the future. Next on the list is ATEEZ, and my bias is Songhwa, which is funny because I think I started liking him long before I got into ATEEZ, because my friend on Instagram posted so much about him, and I loved his personality and his vocals from the start. Anyway, ATEEZ is also one of those choreo-heavy, harsh music groups, and that's probably why they made it on my list. I really enjoy their concepts, and I do think there's something exceptional to their songs. And finally, last but not least, 17. I have not yet gotten into 17, and I can only recognize like half the members, but I am pretty sure that my bias is Seungkwan, because on every show I saw with them, he made me laugh, and also he has such a pretty voice. From the time I got into K-pop, 17 was on my list of get-to-know groups, because I don't want to cry had my heart, and because I really think they have the best choreography in the K-pop industry at the moment, courtesy of Hoshi, and yeah, I love their songs. So this is it for my top 10 favorite K-pop groups and biases. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining at least a little, maybe not, but thank you for clicking and watching, and goodbye!